AI across all media channels has really powered one revolution so far in terms of the digital revolution. So it powers the news feed in social channels, it powers search, it powers a lot of the analytics and the marketplaces in the digital space. And those things are coming to TV as TV becomes more programmatic, as the video on demand brands starts to open up, we can see a lot of these effects coming through.
And there's, at this moment, as we pivot into 2024, there's an awful lot of exciting development happening in the AI software realm, chiefly around what's called generative AI. What's exciting you? What potential applications could we be seeing in advertising?
Yeah, so as I say, AI's been around for a very long time, and it's really been powering the curation of content and advertising. Generative AI is very much based on the creation of content. So synthetic content, some people call it. So literally the creation of something from something completely different, say an image from a prompt or a video from an image. There's all sorts of different applications there. It's been something that's been worked on for some decades, but really only in the last kind of 3 or 4 years has actually something practically useful happened. And then really since ChatGPT exploded onto the scene about a year ago, that's in the text space with the language model or the likes of DALL-E 3. We're now starting to see some impacts for video. So we were starting to predict, what happened in images last year may happen in video next year. Actually, it's happened already. So literally in the last few weeks, we've had launches like Pika Labs, Runway TV, Stable Video Diffusion that are now able to take text inputs or image inputs and create high fidelity, high resolution video at 24 frames a second. And these things will only get better in time.
Yeah. And what experiments have you been doing? And I say experiments, how ready for prime time do you think some of this technology is?
I think it's very early still, and so there's still many things to iron out. So very much what I was talking about today was not something that is ready to go to market quite yet. These are very much kind of a hint of where things are going. So some of the innovations from these new labs, from these startups, or from hackers, and just what kind of things we may be able to do. So this idea of different kind of layers of content. So this is something that does actually exist. Will be Amazon Prime Video in the US with their Thursday Night Football. Have an initiative called Next Gen Stats, which is basically a big data science kind of exploration with the NFL, but actually they're using AI models to track the live video and actually literally track the players and where they're going to be passing to and the probabilities of certain things and the performance, these whole kind of safety aspects as well of when things may be more dangerous or not. So, but that's the kind of thing that we may see these kind of niche layers of content for different forms of content, and that's something that maybe an advertiser could sponsor, and that could be brought to you by a certain brand, or things around. We also explored the impact on global media. So traditionally, subtitles and dubbing have been a bit of a barrier to people kind of watching content from another country. They haven't been they feel a little bit kind of clunky. Whereas we've got new technologies now from the likes of LipDub or Hagen that are literally able to take your voice, translate it in your voice, and actually sync your lips. So it looks as if I've got to be me speaking French really well. I definitely can't speak French that well. So we may then start to see more use of these technologies in terms of translation across markets. There's also naturally an application for advertisers. And when they're doing global campaigns, they can actually, rather than it being dubbed and seem a little bit clunky, suddenly can seem far more natural in different languages.
Yeah. Well, what does it mean for OMD? What does it mean for efficiency? And if it means something for efficiency, what does it mean for your people?
So there are numerous applications, and we've got all sorts of programs going on. Some of which have been announced publicly. So we have a bunch of different partnerships with the major providers to access these models in a secure way. So it's enterprise software. It's not just people using kind of a publicly available websites. We're doing these things in a private and secure way and teaching our people about responsible use of AI, because we're very cognizant of hallucinations and bias and those other issues. So making sure that we're doing it very, very carefully. But it is providing lots of efficiency in terms of being able to analyze and process more information, get deeper consumer insights, and then also take those models and then apply them to creative and placement decisions as well.
Mm-hmm. And so, where it is just past 12 months since ChatGPT launched, Where do you think we'll be in 12 months from now?
It's really hard to say because
Yeah.
it's just moving so fast forward. So yeah, where I thought we might be in 6 months' time, turns out that was last week. I think a lot of next year will be taking those concepts and really proving them to actually work at that kind of scale. I think we'll see some interesting experiments going on. I think we'll see more use of these tools in kind of day-to-day planning. And so one aspect of these things is that traditionally, a good TV planner would say a good understanding of the brand and a good understanding of the shows that are available and kind of match the right things there. But that was often quite subjective. With these models, we can make that far more precise, far more scale, automated, and quicker. So make more precise decisions about context and just enabling kind of more contextual relevance in TV communications.
Do you think that will be at the experimental stage, or will that be in flight in 2024?
There'll definitely need to be lots of experiments to go through. So we don't know what we don't know yet. So it's hard to comment yet. But I think there'll be there's a lot of focus across the entire industry on these things. And we'll definitely, we're very focused on it ourselves. So I think it's hard to comment in terms of whether it'll be live in the field or not. But I think we'll definitely be experimenting heavily in terms of just exploring some of these new opportunities.